Empower, support, love. That's true beauty.
Allowing God to use me to inspire others.
She is clothed with strength and dignity.
Welcome to Sister Sis.
Hey, y'all. Did y'all miss us? Because we sure missed you. Look, watch, like, and subscribe to our channel at Sister Sis 1988, as well as follow us on all of our social media platforms at Sister Sis 1988. We have a show for you today and a surprise for us that we are feeling is well overdue. To our left over here is our camera guy slash our editor and slash assistant, whatever titles you want to give him.
Slash our friend.
Our
Yes.
friend. Yes. No, our brother. This is our brother.
Family.
And
It's
one
family
of,
right
one of our
here.
biggest supporters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey.
Over here is a talent that we wanted to bring on the show for you guys to see. I'm going to hand it over to him, let him introduce himself and say anything that he wants to say to us before we get to hitting him with these questions.
Question. Thank y'all for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you for
Thank
coming.
you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for saying yes when we asked.
Of course. Who
Yes.
better, right? I don't know who else I would do this for, who else I would volunteer my time for. So I take you guys very serious, and I'm very happy to be here with
We
you guys.
appreciate it.
For sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. So definitely musician. So you can find me at YBF Music 214 for all my music escapades. I do a little bit of vocals, but guitar is my thing. Been doing it for a very long time. I am also all things media. So if you need photos, videos, flyers, commercials, you name it, fan fiction productions, you can find me on Instagrams there. Anytime y'all need me, hit me up.
So give them your name. You didn't give them your name.
Oh, my name is Ladarian.
Yes.
Ladarian.
There we go.
Okay, Ladarian. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into these questions.
Okay.
You nervous? Because you're usually on the other side of the camera.
No, without a doubt. I think of my talents, like being an entertainer is one of my best talents. So let's run it. Absolutely.
Let's do it. All right.
He comfortable.
Bring it on.
Okay, first question.
Mm-hmm.
What ways do you stay positive through adversity?
Staying positive through adversity it's a mindset thing. So when you ask me what way, it's about the way that I train and think within myself. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The way I set forth my days and the way I plan to realize that at the end of the day, no matter what you went through, if you can compartmentalize something and say, hey, that I get to start over, I get to continue. Mm-hmm. I think that is such a profound way to not only be positive, but to continue to chase all sorts of goals and ideas. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that's the main way I stay positive is just by realizing you get to try again. You know, effort is everything. You can do everything right and still lose. Right. You know what I'm saying? True. So for you to be hung up on one day, one moment, one situation, what a waste of your time, right? What a waste of your talent. Of your capabilities. So that for sure, keep going. If anything, keep going would be the way that I remain positive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why is it so important to stay positive?
I'm so passionate about this, so I'm glad y'all chose me. People don't realize there's a chemical that we secrete as humans. So sorry I can't think of the name off the. I'm gonna have to fact check myself. Right, note for myself. But there's a chemical we secrete when we're stressed, right? And that chemical, what it does is it brings down obviously your dopamine levels, so it sends us into a depression. But it also creates a fatigue. So by you dwelling in any type of negativity, you are effectively going to perform less, right? In anything you love to do, whether it's being a parent to your children, whether it's being the best worker or coworker you can be, you will indeed suffer if you continue to wallow in any type of negativity. It freezes people. Have you guys ever seen the little screaming goats? You guys have never seen that?
Yes.
You seen that?
The ghosts that be sound like a woman
They
screaming.
get so stressed. Yeah,
they it sounds like a woman screaming.
Is
yeah.
this a commercial or something?
No, it's the
these
real
are
life a
living
goat.
goats.
A goat.
These are
will
biological
scream, and
goats.
it sounds like a woman. The prank, the thing going on social media now is, for some reason, a lot of people are posting when cops have to go out into
Swatting.
You're
talking about swatting.
Swatting.
Yeah.
And they'll hear a scream. They think they run.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like
A woman in
a
distress.
woman in distress.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
these goats genuinely scream, but it's because they're so stressed out. Then they faint, right?
Mhm.
They faint. They just
They
fall over.
out.
They just fall over.
Oh, poor little goat.
Right?
No, seriously.
But if you think about that, if that goat faints from stress, it's gonna get eaten. Like you cannot wallow in any type of negativity.
Wow.
You are going to make yourself a living target, and people are going to take advantage of you, as they should, honestly. If we're being totally candid. So you cannot freeze yourself, right? And by dwelling on, I mean, if something happened with a coworker in a day, a lot of people like to let that ruin the rest of their day.
That's true.
You can't
That
do that.
is.
Right? Because now everything suffers, everything around you. Now you don't want to check your bank account. You're going to make less than favorable decisions for yourself. You see what I'm saying? So positivity is not something that I wear as a badge of honor to just, holier than thou. It's to keep myself going, propelling, because I understand, and I hope that you all understand what's in you, what's possible for you, and to understand that there will be setbacks. Again, you do everything 100% the correct way and fail.
And
Right.
sometimes, your setbacks last longer than what you expected, but you still have to.
You have to persevere. Absolutely.
Yep.
It's so important. It's just something that, again, we all realize that we all have less than favorable circumstances for a variety of reasons. But should you dwell on that? You're not focusing on how to play the cards. You're just looking at the hand. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like it's important. That's the only way you can continue. Other than that, your coin's gonna run out.
So why would you say like facing it and dealing with it head on is so important?
That is when you find out who you really are. That is the only way, right? Like, how many times have you guys, I'll ask y'all, put that back on y'all. How many times have you had, I'm from the Baptist church, so they call it coming to Jesus moments, right? I know y'all
All
know
the
about that.
time.
Falling to your
Yes.
knees, right?
Yes.
But is in those times of that vulnerability where like you find out who you actually are. You know what I'm saying? Only once you learn how to conquer and face something, can you look at something and you grow from it, obviously, right? You think about what you were dealing with this same time of the year last year, totally different. You probably thought your life was going to end and livelihood was over. But so not only do you grow from it, but on top of that, like you get to again see what you're made of. You get to, maybe you never thought you were going to be able to, you're in a business room with executives. Maybe you never thought that you would be able to provide an answer or a term that may help people grow or succeed, right? But now you've done it. Now you say, man, I'm probably not that bad at that. I should probably look more into this. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you truly find out who you are. You have to go and do those things. You have to conquer your fears. So you find out that everything you're not is actually everything you really are. You know what I'm saying? And there's only one way to find out. There's not another way.
So do you ever just have like a pity party? Like, okay, I'm going to allow myself to feel down for today. No, that's a real question. Like,
yeah.
But you have a cutoff time. Like, okay, I'm going to be down today, but then tomorrow's a new day.
I'm understanding. I'm 27 and I've been alone most of my life, like in the sense of my family is not super tight knit, neither one of my families, and I haven't had like a crazy amount of girlfriends or anything like that. So it's mostly just been me, and so I'm learning that people think I'm fake because I am so positive. They think that there's no way anybody's consistently this happy. This, I remember I was in a meeting with my district manager. Right, I was working at T-Mobile. I was like 19, and he's scolding the whole store. He's tearing everybody up. Y'all not selling this, that, and all of a sudden he points to me. Y'all need to be happy to come to work like him. And the whole room looks at me like, right, like because it's a facade to a lot of people. So you ask me,
they probably like,
man, I got all kinds of looks forever. But people ask me that, like, are you never just? I'm human. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
of
do
course.
things total up on me and add to me? Yes, absolutely. But I understand that I get to reset tomorrow, that I get to try again. And then I'm not going to say that that's a Band-Aid, that goes, you know, oh, everything's fine now. But I'm just like, tomorrow, like, we're going to, you know, here's where I can make these changes. Even when it's a discrepancy with another human being, I take responsibility for my part. And maybe my response ultimately becomes, well, okay, I just don't need to deal with that person. But I'm not going to put it off on them and let them make the decision of what's going on here. So, yes, absolutely. But the thing is not letting it make you, not letting it make a moment. You can't do that. You know, so yes, I do absolutely have moments where things do take a toll on me, but not for long. Not for long. You gotta be faster than me to get to me.
And you definitely don't let them carry into the next day. And you definitely don't.
Shake it off.
I think that
every time.
So how do you train yourself to be confident during those times? But you know, you just have those days where you just like, dang, everything went wrong today. I suck.
Yeah.
You know. So how do you? You know, get through those times?
The funny thing about it is, so I'm a self-taught musician, and I'm a firm believer that you can, in nature, I think that a lot of things make sense across the board. 2 + 2 makes 4, regardless of if you're talking about 2 watermelons and 2 watermelons, you're gonna get 4. 2 apples, 4 fruit. You see what I'm saying? It's always going to make sense. So something I learned very early when I was playing guitar, I was self-taught, got on YouTube and learned a lot. One of the main things I learned about was efficiency, learning how to not burn all your energy and all your time dwelling on things that don't so much matter, right? I can do this thing more than one way. So what's the best way to do it? It may not have been what I thought was the coolest or the most fancy looking, but in turn that made me a better man, honestly. And so now that I know that I was able to stick with, the short answer is now that I know I was able to stick with something and see residual results with it, even when people were telling me I sucked, even when I was being ostracized or antagonized for choosing what I wanted to do with myself, I persevered. And now when people see it, they go, oh my goodness, like, how did you? I wish I could play guitar. That's the main thing I hear so often. And so that's what gives me the confidence to know that like I wouldn't say I'm gonna win, but you're not gonna outwork me is I guess the best way to say it, right? I'm going to put my best foot forward every time because it's always paid off for me. There's not been a time where it may be 5 weeks, it may be 5 months, it may be 5 years, but every time it's always paid off for me. So that's what gives me the confidence, is knowing that I've done it before.
So you can do it again.
You can do it again.
Keep going.
And again. I just keep going. Yeah.
All right. So what is your outlet?
Can I tell y'all, can we being candid here?
Yeah.
Ladarian. I see what y'all want to know. So my outlet.
Release the dragon. Go ahead. What we doing?
Okay, Nah, I'm actually a pretty docile person. Media creation is honestly my biggest outlet right now. I love being able to see a vision, and a lot of people don't know how to make these things work. So being able to go and see a vision and bring it to life is very therapeutic. You know what I'm saying? I didn't grow up wanting to take a lot of pictures. I was on social media strike for years. I didn't actually get into social media until I was like 21, 22. So I was one of those dudes that was too cool to take pictures and stuff. I didn't wear a lot of colors. So a lot of this is very new to me still, but once I started doing it, we spoke about it earlier, right? I started seeing it was possible. I've done it before, do it again. So media creation is a huge outlet for me. I'm also a big fan of video games. Hit me up. YBF Music 214. You got it. I love to compete. Heating is very therapeutic for me because, again, you get to see what you made of. So between media creation, also being a musician, a creator in general, so a musician or a gamer, I consider that being a creative too, because I don't just passively do anything that I do. Very committed to everything that I do. I take things very serious. So it's probably some sort of media for outlet. Also,
what type of video game?
I was just about to ask that. What's your
kinda,
favorite video game? Are you like a Call of Duty kind of dude, or you a?
I'm a fighting game type of dude. I like fighting games, but I play fighting games for real. So I don't button mash. Right, like I do, yeah.
Get it clear.
Huh?
Just XXX or whatever the buttons are.
Yes.
Nah, that's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
I love fighting games. I wish I could pick a particular one for you guys. I mean, most fighting games.
So, what did you play yesterday?
It's a fighting game called Guilty Gear is what I'm playing right now. It's
Guilty what?
Guilty Gear.
Oh,
right, like the gear of a car.
Gear.
Yeah, it's a pretty high flying fighting game.
Is
It's
Mortal
popular.
Kombat still around?
Mortal Kombat is alive and very well.
We used to play
Very
that back
well.
in the
And
day.
like Grand Theft Auto and all that.
Oh, for sure.
I love Grand Theft Auto.
For sure, it's such an amazing game. They just leaked photos and videos of the latest Grand Theft Auto. So they arrested some 17-year-old kid. Right, he went and got these files from this giant company and leaked. Yeah, there you go. He hacked them.
That's why he got picked up.
Yeah, they picked him up in England.
Okay.
Yeah. But he revealed the new Grand Theft Auto, and Mortal Kombat has some of the most. There's actually, if you post some of the footage on YouTube, a lot of the videos were getting removed because of how graphic it's come to be.
They are pretty graphic.
They've expanded on the violence, ripping spines out, and now you're seeing, right?
Why would you, in Theft Auto, that kind of violence really wouldn't happen?
No, it does. You can't separate limbs, but I mean, you're shooting grandparents.
I'm saying just in life, usually Theft Auto is just theft. They just steal at cars, but that game puts it like it's extra. It's real extra stuff,
That's I think we're innately.
They've been picking up prostitutes. And
that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh my God.
This is human.
Totally not a game to me, it's not a game for a kid. Definitely a kid don't need to be.
It is rated. It's rated mature. So I think you gotta be 18 and up.
Sure it is.
It be a lot going on.
I've only seen a small snippet of it, and I don't have any kids, but I'm almost positive if I caught them playing,
but when
they
you
would
play,
be
you
in
get
trouble.
hooked.
Wow. I mean, it don't have to be that, but that's human nature. 9 times out of 10, that's what people are gonna do.
Because I thought, ain't it by levels? Like the more, the higher the level,
it's a
the
wide
more
open.
you get.
It's a living world. It's an active.
It is a world. Yep.
They try to make it feel lived in. So even the pedestrians on the street, they walk by and they say,
might
"What y'all
cuss at
cooking
you."
for dinner?"
Yeah, they might cuss at you or something, or it's just random. It's just like random things.
And I tell you what happens. You usually steal your little car and you go on about your day.
Yeah.
And then there's usually a prostitute that you won't. And they catch your attention.
And you pick
like
them
they
up.
would.
Yeah, you pick them up and the car start rocking.
Okay, we done got on track here.
I like that game.
We were just curious about
I'm like going a little bit too far, but okay, that's your outlet. Okay, cool.
Let's get back serious.
Right.
So what have you gone through in the past that has gotten you to the positive space that you're in?
Sometimes I do reflect on it and I wonder like at what specific point I made the decision to be who I am, but I would just go back to you really find out who you are when you go through adversity. That's the only time. True. If you kept winning, if everything went well, you would never know who you were, So it would have to be right. Just the conglomerate of things I went through. My pop I had a man in my life. He was in and out of prison, but for the most part, like I got to really experience with this man what it was like to be a black man in America. So I just knew that I loved how intelligent he was. My pop, we're almost splitting images. I love my pop to death. Love you, Pop. But just seeing what he was capable of and the joy he brought to people, I in turn wanted to amplify. I think that's when, you know, positivity became a mainstay and a focus in my life. Like, I was just like, I don't understand why everyone's too cool or too hard or too, I don't want to do that. Like, I love reading the instruction manual and getting the best out of something, or I love performing at high levels, competing. I don't like looking at something and go, oh, that's just for those people. No, we can do it too. Absolutely. So that's what positivity has done for me, and I guess that's when I decided that I was going to be positive moving forward.
Got you. So you had a role model that kind of...
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. That dude's a hoot.
Well, we gotta meet him.
Sometime. Yeah. Absolutely will.
Bring him up here or something.
For sure.
So how can positivity affect your relationships?
Not to turn around the hat.
Let me tell y'all something.
Oh.
I'm a heterosexual man, meaning that I only deal with the female. I'm not attracted to any males at this time. I've always dealt with females, and most men are not as positive as me, right? Like it's just not the typical.
It's different.
Right?
That's true.
It's just not the typical side. I tell you what, man, what ends up happening, two things. I think that naivety, people are going to take advantage of you. And honestly, they should. Like, if you know, something's there, people are going to make the best out of it for themselves. So honestly, people try to take advantage of me quite often for me being the type of man that's going to treat in court. For me being the type of man that's very upfront, I'm not lying and manipulating, right? So what ends up happening sometimes is, from a relationship standpoint, some people get too comfortable. That happens. Or on the flip side of it, people think I'm fake, right? I've dealt with women who think that, like, man, like, you know, I don't want to hear all that right now. I want to feel my emotions. But I told y'all my thing is moving on, right? Like, so I'm not going to dwell on anything. I'm going to move forward. So it's real touchy in relationships. And I think it's very important that my partner or your partner, if you're a positive person as well, can receive that, can understand the messages within being positive. Because again, it's not a badge of honor I wear just to say I'm always happy. That's the irrelevant part to me. The relevant part is the lessons that I continue to learn and the way I continue to push myself because I remain positive. So you got to have a partner that can receive that, because a lot of people genuinely cannot receive it in general, you know? So it's tough for relationships, to be honest. It really is, especially the juxtaposition between the typical male and myself. It's a little different.
So do you think it caused like a negative effect? Would you say that? Because remember, they're saying that you're fake, it's not genuine, you know, you moved on, they still on it. So
flex on my exes right quick. Right quick. Cause they'll tell y'all.
we gonna hit them up.
Yeah. They're gonna have to tell y'all, cause I can only tell you from my perspective. Look, I think that it's not perceived as negative. Sometimes they just perceive it as different, like a world apart. And a lot of women are not accustomed, right? And so typically we as humans, we tend to fear change. So it's either you have a woman that's progressive and is interested in changing, or you have a woman that is going to stick to what she knows. And so 9 times out of 10, if she's not already grounded in that sort of positivity and she's going to stick to what she knows, it's likely not going to work.
All right. Well,
until next time,
there is strength in sisterhood
and support in sisterhood.
Bye.